All right, family. We live. We are live. We are live. Come on in, family. Come on in. Let's see. I'm live on YouTube. Let's get the live going on. Let's get the live going on Instagram. All right, we are live. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is His messenger and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the extension of the Son of Man. I would like to greet you, brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, family. This is your brother, Knowledge 5845 on the gram, author of Determined to Change. This is my book, author of Determined to Change. As you can see, always promoting my own book, always promoting my own testimony, always promoting my own circumstances and situations. All right. And you should do the same. This is my book that I created. I am an author now of Determined to Change. Student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam by the way of the eternal leader, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I can never thank Allah enough for appearing in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. Brothers and sisters, I would like to thank you for coming to another live or another episode on my YouTube page. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please do so. Please subscribe to the YouTube page, which is Winford X. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to get off into the self-improvement. Tonight's title is Self-Improvement is the Only Religion. All right, y'all already know how I feel about it, and I'm striving to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan get the black man and woman in particular to see that a lot of time when it comes to religion, we do a lot of things too hard. All right, we do a lot of things too hard. So if we can get a righteous understanding and the correct understanding on our purpose, what we was brought here for, okay? The understanding of being a human being, all right? This is the sole purpose of why I go live, brothers and sisters, is to get us to understand that the reality of yourself is the reality of God. Don't be afraid to think that you are a God. You're not the God, but you are a God for sure, okay? The supreme God has given us all the attributes, given us all the intelligence that we need and that we possess to be able to create force and power, being able to create and control certain atmospheres. And who else is a better example that we have in front of us? Okay, me and the family reading the study guides every night now, finished with the Will of God, part 3 tonight. Praise be to Allah. My brother James Austin is always supporting, always in the building. My brother has a beautiful family, has traveled with the BWO, has traveled with his family, beautiful family. And, you know, anytime you have an opportunity to really become a part of someone's life and having an opportunity to actually meet that person from social media, thousands of miles away, hundreds of miles away, and be able to come on a device and be able to come together to where we are able to learn. This is our university. All right. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that 2 people under a tree can be considered a university. So therefore, what is a greater knowledge or learning but being self-knowledge, self-taught? See, there is not a greater knowledge that we can attain than really trying to get the true knowledge of ourselves and the true knowledge of God. See, we don't need all of the accolades. We don't need all of the great big degrees to be hanging on the walls to get ahead in life or to be able to prosper and to be able to manifest the reality of the things that we desire from a righteous point of view. All we have to do is be able to be patient enough and to listen and to be able to observe and study and see that God always raises one amongst a broken people. Study the history. God is always on the side of the oppressor, because in the nature of the universe, it is created in truth. So how else can we stand? How else can we be able to prosper? And how else can we be able to flourish without truth? Brothers and sisters, I went live earlier today on Facebook, and I was talking about how the grafted man, the white man, everything in his world is contrast to the reality of God, meaning that Allah said that he warred with himself for eons of time. So if Allah warred with himself, what was he warring with? Well, Allah was warring. He was warring with the grafted of himself. He was warring with the things that he looked in himself and he didn't like. He disliked those things. So if Allah, God, the Supreme, was able to war with himself and see things in himself that he didn't like, who are we? Who are we not to be able to do the same? Shouldn't we follow suit? Shouldn't we be able to follow that same pattern? I'm sure that everybody on this live right now can look in the mirror and see something in themselves that they don't like. You don't need nobody to tell you, oh man, that part about you is this and that. No, you can look in the mirror and you've been with yourself long enough to be able to see certain things that you don't like. So a wise man or a wise woman will strive to see those things and to get rid of those things. Tonight's live, brothers and sisters, is called Self-Improvement is the Only Religion. Family, I want to read something to you that's coming from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Like I said, I went live earlier today, right? And I heard student Minister Ishmael Muhammad, may Allah continue to bless our brother to lead us. The brother was breaking down so beautifully how the white man is a grafted man, how the white man, he borrows his wisdom. He didn't have a wisdom to sit on his own. So he had to borrow a wisdom. But even with the borrowed wisdom, he made that wisdom contrast to the reality of God. So if he's warned and his nature is rebelliousness to God, the white man is a God, but he's not the God. So everything that we see of this world, we see the way that the condition is of the world. We even can look at ourselves, brothers and sisters. Don't think that because you are you, oh, look at them people. No, you've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been tricked. Other than yourself, you didn't get away. You did not get away from Satan. He touched you too. So therefore, God says anytime a people of the original family stray away from the righteous path, he always raises one from those people in the same condition. So there will be no excuses. God, Allah, Supreme, he's a just God. What does he mean when he say he's a just God? So me and you would not have any room to make any excuses and say, well, I didn't understand the man he raised. He was speaking another language. I couldn't understand him. No, God always raises one in the same condition. So we'll be able to look at that one and to say he was in the same condition, but look at him now. So it has to be something in him or something that taught him, someone, an intellect that taught him when we see that he was blind, deaf, and dumb, just like you and I. But now, seeing the example in the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, seeing the example in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and many more. See, I don't want you to think just because I'm a registered FOI member that, oh man, what about Prophet Noble Jew Ali? All praise is due to Allah. See, you can't catch, see, you can't trap me into a debate because I understand what truth is. And in order to have real truth, that's what's going to give us the real love. I understand Marcus Messiah Garvey. All of that is truth. All of that is self-improvement. So therefore, we talk about self-improvement is the only religion. I want us to get that through our head, get that in our spirit, get that in our heart. Self-improvement is the only religion, family. If all of us was to take a group picture, and once that picture was developed, the first person you're going to look for is yourself. That's natural. You're going to look for yourself. But let me tell you what's happened to the black man and woman in particular in the last 400 plus years. The picture has been taken and we've been designed. We've been shaped. We've been born into a program and to see everybody but ourselves. Soon as a picture is taken, we don't even have the audacity to even look for ourselves. That's a trained behavior. That is a disease that we have. When the picture is developed, we don't even see ourselves. We see everybody but us. That's not the reality of God, family. That's not of righteousness. That's not being able to produce a God with force and power. So therefore, God had to come himself. When you hear us say that Allah came in the person of Master Father Muhammad, some of you get lost and say, damn, so you trying to say that Allah, it was born in 1877? No, that's not what I'm saying. But how else could God manifest himself in what vessel? What other intelligence in the universe has the capacity to manifest a highest manifestation of science and mathematics other than the human being? We'll be all day waiting to figure out what other else intelligence is there that's in the universe that has the capacity to move around and to have reason like the human being. We have not found one. Millions of years, billions of years, trillions of years, the Son of Man has looked for other than the intelligence of himself. And we have not found any higher than the human being. So brothers and sisters, do not be afraid to understand that we are direct descendants from the God. So that means that if we understand that, the younger we understand that, the more we teach our people that, the more we utilize the social media platforms to teach our people the reality of God and the true knowledge of self. The younger the generation start to understand this, the more we are able to produce and see the proper results. So this is why I do what I do. This is why I come and go live, and I've created my YouTube page. So I'm live now on Instagram and I'm live right now on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page is Winford X. Simple. Winford X is my subscription to my YouTube page. Family, 15 years in a federal penitentiary at the age of 19. I had an opportunity to do a lot of studying to show thyself approved. I didn't understand what was going on, but God is the all-knowing. This is why God says, I am the Lord of all worlds, and he used an S to make it plural. See, he makes it plural because no matter what world you are in your way of thinking, no matter what world you are in or what you've been shaped in, the supreme being, God himself, Allah, is the owner of that world. So that means as long as we are breathing, we have an opportunity to come into the light. We have an opportunity to receive the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we need to produce the right results. And who is better than having an example that is in our midst right now than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? I know what you're going to say, brother. Every time you talk, you're always talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Well, I can back it up. I can back it up with the proper results. Who else do you know that have a track record like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? See, we have to be able to be patient, and we have to analyze, and we have to be able to observe, and we have to break this thing down. We have to be able to go down the timeline and look at circumstances and situations that surrounded his life. Okay? Again, we love Marcus Messiah Garvey. He did what he did in his time, and he's got credit with the God. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I have a Circle 7. He got credit with the God. See? But God always raises one a little higher to show you that this is my this is my man's. This is my man's. Look at what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said that I am Yaqub in reverse. Those are heavy words. Those are heavy words. To be able to say that I am Yaqub in reverse, what did Yaqub say? Yaqub told he made a man. He made a man from the original. That didn't make Yaqub a bad person. Yaqub was supreme in his time. Yaqub was a God from the original man. So in actuality, the more we learn the formula and the process on how things came about through the timeline, the reality of cause and effect, there is no way that Master Father Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, could have ever became a perfect God, the first perfect God, the first perfect human being. He could have never became that if the original man did not manifest himself through Yaqub. Yaqub was destined. Yaqub looked into the original man, meaning even in himself, and he seen a brown germ that was laying dormant. Look at the intelligence of Allah in the beginning, 78 trillion years of what we know, warring with himself, fighting against himself. What was he fighting against? He was fighting with a negative force in himself. So look what he do, 78 trillion years compared to 6,000 years. That's not even 1%. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that ain't even 1%, family. So look at the love that Allah has. Allah said 6,000 years compared to 78 trillion years. But look who's in that window of the 6,000 years. Everybody on this live, you and I. This is what makes us great. See, in unborn generations, they won't know what it is to struggle. They won't know what it feels to be imperfected. They won't know, because unborn generations, they will be perfect human beings. They will be perfect gods, duplicated after the first perfect God in Master Father Muhammad. But you and I, we are the ones who are responsible to bring in those perfections of those unborn generations that will be perfect gods. That's a beautiful thing, family. You and I are in that 6,000 year vacuum, given a world closing out in 1914, but given an extension because the mercy of God seen in us. Come on, black man. Come on, black woman. Get up. Get up and face the weakness. Face the negative force inside of yourself. So, family, what I would like to do, since the title of this live is self-improvement, is the only religion. Listen, when people come up to you and try to argue with you and tell you about religion and all this is how you bust all that up. Tell them what's more important than self-improvement. So let's break it down. See, this is why we have to defend the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. For brothers and sisters that don't really know the magnitude and the importance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, this is why we're here. We're students of a man who we bear witness to. And what else is a better way to bear witness from your own personal experiences, your own personal testimonies and situations of things that you've been through in your own life. And look, you're still here on the live. You're breathing right now. All of us can think about something that we went through, not knowing how we was going to come out of it. But you came out of it. It wasn't you. It was an intelligence that is in you that you cannot control. See, family, with this knowledge, with this wisdom, with this understanding, we can explain in no limit of time how God is a human being, the vessel, the spirit. A spirit is energy. See, a spirit is not created nor destroyed. It's only transferred. This is a high science that we're dealing with. So let's look at what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says. So he's bearing witness to how God is, there's only one God. And he's bearing witness to how there is only one religion, which is self-improvement. Each study guide is designed on the guidance of Allah God to produce, listen to this, each study guide, this is the study guide that I'm in right here, family. I advise every brother and sister, I don't care if you registered or not. If you register, you know better to have this study guide, self-improvement, 1 through 9 and 10 through 18, 19 and 20, closing the gap, 21, the educational paradigm. Y'all already know we're supposed to have this anyway. But I'm talking to I want y'all to share the live with people that don't believe in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want you to share the live with people that say Muslims ain't real. I want you to share the live with people that say Farrakhan is fake. I want you to share the live with people that don't believe that God is a human being. That's what I want you to do. Because on my channel, on my YouTube, on my Instagram, here, we put you right in front of the reality of your life, the circumstances and situations that surround your life. And we also give you the results and we give you the solutions to all the problems, not from my intelligence, but from one who God has raised for you and I. So family, let's get into it. Okay, it says each study guide is designed on the guidance of Allah to produce self-examination. Listen to these words: self-examination, self-analysis, self-correction, and to quicken in each of us the self-accusing spirit. What is the main word of all of those that I just gave you? Is the word self. Self. So that means that we're paying attention and we're always focusing on improving self. Why are we striving to improve self? Because that's where the God dwells. God is in self. So when you come amongst people trying to argue with you, talking about, oh, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, we agree with that. You don't have no argument here with us with that. When you hear the Hebrew Israelites coming to you saying, we are the real Christians, praise be to Allah. Brother, do you know that you are a Hebrew? Yes, I do. Brother, do you know that you are Moor? Don't you know we Moors? Absolutely. You can't box me in. You can't box me in because the reality of God is the black man and woman, the original man and woman. For our Moor brothers who say black is not a color, brother, why are you calling us black? Because black is not a color. Black is the origin of which all colors come from. So that means that black is universal. So you can't box us in. All 196,940,000 square miles of the water and land put together on the earth belongs to the original man. So now what are you going to argue with after that? After I tell you that, and where did we get that from? that came from the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. No one in history ever came with that knowledge, ever came with that wisdom, ever came with that understanding, that high science in mathematics before it was taught to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That is a fact. You cannot find that nowhere in history where it was broke down with a high science. I'm talking about perfected. So that is something that we have to rise above our emotions, and we have to look at that, and we have to look at that and observe that with a heavy skill. We can't sit there and be in our own feelings and say, because mama said that she don't follow the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Are you going to lay your emotions on what mama says? That God don't care nothing about that. God don't care nothing about you saying, oh, I go with what mama say. Oh, I go with what my grandmama say. No, your grandmama's spirit is not your spirit. Your mother's spirit is not your spirit. You are accountable because God say that every human being that comes into existence has a gift. So because you're holding on to this person's gift, that's not your gift. God gave that to them. Whatever understanding he gave them. That's just like being resurrected. We talk about the day of resurrection. Your day of resurrection ain't the same as mine. I don't know when God gonna raise you up. I don't know when God is gonna resurrect you from a dead state. I don't know that. But I can tell you this. Being a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, under the eternal leader of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that supreme wisdom, my goodness, that does not run out. Look at all the advanced technology that the white man has been able to make in the last 6,000 years that he have right now in his possession. He's still not able to get close to the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Who taught him this? This is the question we have to ask ourselves. Who taught a man that had a speech impediment? I want y'all to hear me, family. How did he learn the root wisdom of the whole universe? How do you learn a high science like that as a human being? Where did you get it? He told you where he got it. He said, I met with God, the supreme being, Allah, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. 3 years and 4 months to be exact, that he taught me. Oh, we laughed. Oh, this nigga crazy. We laughed. He can barely talk. I can't even understand what he's saying. But the white man was on the phone. Get on the phone right now. Send a telegram. We're talking about this in the 1930s. The White House, Congress, all the European scientists in high places, they wasn't laughing. They was trying to figure out how we can invite him to the White House. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I'm the messenger of Allah. I'm the messenger of God. He said, I am him. Look into your scriptures. The one you have awaited, I am him. See, it was hard for us to believe that because of the fear of the condition that we were in, being slaves, being turned inside out, being other than ourselves, having the lack of knowledge of our true selves. We were able to look at ourselves as enemies. We was able to look at ourselves and deprive even our own selves due to the condition that we had been put in. So when we seen the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we just brushed him to the side. Huh? But the white man knew it's something up with this man. See, the white man had an intelligence of his world. The white man is described in the scriptures as the prudent man. See, the prudent man is not you and I. The prudent man is the European, because in his time, He was able to rule. We didn't know what he knew, even though he stole everything from us. Come on, family, think about it. If Allah is warring with himself 78 trillion years ago, warring with himself, huh? He's warring with a negative side of himself. He's battling for position. What kind of position is he battling for? To be supreme, to be superior. See? What did the Greeks do? I want you to hear me. The European Greeks, they stole all of the teachings from the Egyptians, huh? And when they got the teachings from the Egyptians, they were able to study the knowledge of self. They was able to look and say, we're going to take this, but we won't teach the world this. We will keep this as a secret. So they wanted to hold on to it. See? They wanted to hold on to the keys of the universe and said, let's make this for ourselves. We can create our own world, a whole world just for us. And we can make them our footstool. See, Satan is a god, but he's not the God. See, what makes Satan a god and makes Satan destroy himself from within, because Satan was always jealous of Allah. He was always jealous of Allah. And he wanted to put up a war and a fight with Allah. And Allah said, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you 6,000 years out of 78 trillion years of what we know. I'm going to give you 6,000 years. That ain't even 1%. Not even 1% to do your little ruling. Yaqub even said, in the 7th year, my man will be ate up. Who do you think ate up his man? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I am Yaqub in reverse. But how could the most honorable Elijah Muhammad overstand and become superior if it was not for another human being that taught him? That's heavy, family. Think about this. I want y'all to think about, see, just because I'm a registered member and an FOI in the Nation of Islam, I'm not being biased. I'm giving you real things to think about. I'm giving you real teachings or studies to go and study. You can listen to the theology of time, how the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is breaking things down. But what give us a better understanding is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, how do you know when a man is important? You don't judge him by his friends. You judge him by his enemies. Who has more higher enemies than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Now, the question is, you should ask yourself is, why don't you want us listening to him? Why we can talk about every other black leader that did something for the unity of our people, but why don't you want us talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Why don't you want this young brother that was in New York who put him on the mural with all of the other black leaders, and the people came in the community and said, we will not fund this if you do not take the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan down? Sounds like Jesus to me. Sounds like the scriptures are being fulfilled to me. Who was the enemies of Jesus in the scriptures? The Pharisees, the Sadducees, the scribes, huh? The Jews, huh? Who are the enemies of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 2022? I need y'all to see this, family. I'm not just trying to come on here and entertain you and hooray, hooray. I'm trying to get you to really understand and look at the importance of yourself and who we got access at, who we are connected to. Brothers and sisters, God has us in favor, But if we don't understand how we are in favor, what good does it do? Look at the descriptions of the Jesus in the scriptures, and then look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's life. Look at his life. Family, self-examination, self-analysis, self-correction. Why won't you like a man? Why won't you love a man that's giving you all the formula on how to correct yourself? That seems like love to me. But we have to ask ourselves the question, who gave us the definition of love? If we were born into sin and shaped in iniquity, who gave us the definition of the word love that we have programmed in our reality right now? Everybody say we love each other. Oh, I love you, man. I love my wife. I love my husband. Oh, I love loyalty. I love this. But every time we turn around, we look at Hollywood. Oh, that's a beautiful couple. 2 years go by, they getting a divorce. Oh, look at that couple. 1 year go by, they getting a divorce. This person come out. Oh, I'm interested in girls now. Another beautiful woman, black woman, who the whole world idolizes. Now she comes out and say, oh, I love to be with women. Black man, actor, athlete, whatever. Idolizes, the world idolizes. Come out, oh, I want to be with another man, or I want to do this and that. That is not the word of God. That is something contrast. That is a grafted program that we have been shaped in, that has been saturated in our way of thinking. Brothers and sisters, the Nation of Islam is the vehicle that God is using. This is for my brothers and sisters who are not registered. I've heard so many people say, I don't want to get registered. I don't feel like I have to go the whole 9 yards. Let me tell you something. I heard women say all the time, when I'm at work during security, I see so many beautiful women that come up to me and they say, ooh, I love a man in the nation. But and I ask them, what do you love about a man that's in the Nation of Islam? I ask them. I know what they doing. They lusting off of my look. They lusting. When I'm class A, when I'm suited up, how you doing? What's your name? I love a man in the nation. Oh, really? What do you love about it? What you love about a man that's in the nation? Oh, they just strive to be disciplined. Oh, they always clean cut. Oh, they have a lot of knowledge. Oh, they do this and that. Oh, they do this and that, and woo, 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 woo. And then I ask them, I say, well, if that's what you love, are you willing to follow that? If you really love that. And they say, oh, no, I can't do that. Well, what is your definition of love? See, we have the wrong definition of a lot of things that we've been programmed to believe. But it goes back to who taught us. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, if they don't treat you right, what make you think they're going to teach you right? That's the first time I heard that. I was doing 15 years in a federal penitentiary at the age of 19. But when I first heard those words, if they don't treat you right, what makes you think they're going to teach you right? I was about 27 years old when I first heard that. And it felt like something just went off in me. Damn, that's true. If they don't treat you right, what make you think they're going to teach you right? See, white people didn't like that. White people didn't like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan saying that. That's why they say, stay away from him. That's why they always telling us, don't listen to him. That's why they always telling very intelligent black men and women that are climbing up in society. if you associate yourself with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, we will not endorse you. We will not back you. You will never be able to become a part of our world. You will never be able to become a millionaire. You will never be able to become a billionaire. And guess what we do? We tremble at that. We shrink at that. And we become afraid. And we disassociate ourselves. I want to take you to the scriptures. When Satan appeared to Jesus when Jesus was going up the mountain, he showed Jesus everything and said, you can have it all. I want you to think about this. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the government has come to him many a times and tried to make a deal with him. Oh, stop teaching the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and we'll give you anything that you want. Doesn't that sound familiar with your scriptures? What are you looking for when you read the scriptures? Are you trying to strain your mind and think about something that happened 2,000 and 3,000 years ago? Brothers and sisters, stop doing that. That is not the way to understand how we're going forward. That prophecy is being fulfilled right now. You may even hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say something and you run to your scriptures. I don't see it. I went in the Bible. I'm in the Quran. I don't see that. See, you don't have an understanding of what revelation is. Revelation is not to be found. Revelation is something that God, he held back from the prudent man. See, God said, no, I'm going to give the new knowledge unto the babes. What do you think we are? A babe is a people who are undeveloped. You and I are undeveloped in being civilized due to what happened to us. Well, alaikum salam, brother Jorge X. Thank you for joining the live, brother. See, the prudent man, Allah kept that away from him. So therefore, that's why we are in this state of mind that we're in as a whole. We're confused. I ain't never heard that before. You would never hear. You would never be able to see that revelation that was said. The theology of time, perfect example. When Master Father Muhammad taught the most honorable Elijah Muhammad how to weigh the land, weigh the water, weigh the whole earth, the distance between planets, how they spent, how they was born. That's you can't find that in the scriptures. You can't find that in the scriptures. But what makes what he said a supreme wisdom, what makes that true is the bearing witness of the technology. They're getting closer and closer to the things that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the theology of time. We're talking about a man who completed the 3rd grade, but didn't complete the 4th grade with a speech impediment. Who taught him? Who taught him all of this? How did he know this? That is a hell of a question. That is a hell of a question we should ask ourselves. So it goes back, brothers and sisters, to say the name of this live, self-improvement is the only religion. That is the only religion. We make a lot of things harder on ourselves. We get too caught up in, oh, this and that. But if you go over there in Rome and you look this and you go over there and they got a secret door and Jesus' tomb was and all that, stop it. Stop it. Make it simple. The only religion is self-improvement. Self-improvement is the only religion. People come up to you, don't let no scholars tell you, oh, I got a scholarship in this and I got a scholarship in that, and I went to this school and I went to that school and I have this degree and I got that degree. Sit there and let him finish. Let them say all what they gonna say, and you focus and say, man, what's more powerful than looking at yourself and striving to improve yourself? That is the reality of God. I don't have to know what you know because you went to that school. No, God didn't come to trip us up and confuse us, Because in the scriptures, God said that I am not the author of confusion. So he came to simplify a way of life. Self-improvement. Just focus on taking the picture and seeing yourself. That's all I want you to do. Take the group picture and look for yourself first. Self-preservation. That's the first law of nature. Everybody else is doing it but us. But when we do it, it's a problem. Oh, come on, family. We can't disregard the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided and taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We can't shove that under the bed. No. In time, you will see that this knowledge, this wisdom, and this understanding, backed by the true power and force, is going to be able to show you how to be successful. But brothers and sisters, we can't keep on using the excuses, oh, that's too disciplined. What do you mean it's too disciplined? We're striving to survive. We're striving to become civilized people. The real definition of love is freedom, justice, and equality. That's the true definition of love. Just because we've been in the Nation of Islam does not mean that we're still not developing. We have a long way to go. We hear what that means, freedom, justice, and equality. But we haven't conquered that yet. We haven't mastered that even from within ourselves yet. We're striving to become Muslims. We're striving to become upright. We're still sick. We still have a dis-ease in our mind, in our spirits. But we have the medicine. We have a medicine that we have an opportunity to feed from and to get prescriptions from. Self-improvement. This is a prescription of the medicine. We're sick. So every day we should take time out. I know we got to go to work. Listen to what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. The minister said you can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer, you can become everything that you want to become with these different titles of what the white man has made. But the minister said there is no greater title than being able to be a student of a search of a higher learning of righteousness. There is no greater title. He said that you always have a job, and the first job is to get ourselves together. The first job is to self-improve our own condition. And then after we do that, in the midst of doing that, we go after our people. We go after our people. See, we'll bear witness. We'll bear witness to, the minister teaching. Oh, that man be going off, don't he? Oh, them brothers in the nation, they be going in. Oh, the sisters be, let me tell y'all something, man. See, in our nature, we can look at the sisters and say, oh, those are some beautiful sisters, man, that's covered up. Did you hear what that sister was saying? That sister was on point. But see, let me tell you something. That is not going to get us the credit that we need. Just by bearing witness to what we're seeing and knowing that it's right, in fact, it makes it worse. It makes it worse because the more you know, the more you're accountable for. So every time you look at the reflection of your brother and say, man, you telling the truth. Man, I know that to be true. Now God is saying, what's stopping you from striving to fall into that truth? Well, see, man, the way I came up, no. That's not an excuse. God is a just God. God is going to put us in a situation to where he's going to put truth right in our face. The number one cause of us from manifesting that truth is fear. Man, I don't know if I can do it. Man, I don't know if I do this. I'm afraid if I start doing this, I'm going to miss out on the fun. I ain't going to be able to do this. I ain't going to be able to do that. See, that's the way we've been programmed. We've been programmed to believe that. What is your true self? Oh, I'm losing myself. I can't do this no more. I can't do that no more. Oh, come on, family. Self-improvement is the only religion. That stop all the debates. That stop all the arguments. Self-improvement. Okay, look. Listen to what the minister said right here. He says, for it is only when we are awakened morally that we have to face the self-accusing spirit that leads to our resurrection. A lot of us are right there, family. A lot of us are right there. When we do something wrong, we feel it. That's the self-accusing spirit. Uh-oh. But what do? We got so many distractions and we got so much going on. We brush it off. Because right then, nothing happens. We're not getting punished for brushing it off right then. So we'll brush something off, knowing that it's wrong, and still go and have fun, go indulge, go do whatever we're doing. But that same situation that we brushed off, we might have in our head. Look at how the urges are so powerful. Look at how the deceptive intelligence is so powerful. Think about this. In the theology of time, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that that Allah was warring with himself. Not for 2 days, not for 2 weeks, not for 2 years, not for 200 years. Eons of time. He was warring with himself for eons of time. Do you know what the word eon means? Eon means that's immeasurable, meaning that cannot be measured. So that means that every day that we wake up in this pocket of period of time that we are in with this extension, we will have to battle something inside of ourselves to make the right decision. I'm here to tell you, I don't win every battle. Hello? How many people will tell you that on a live? I don't win every battle. I don't win every battle. I fight every day myself in thoughts. Some I win, some I lose. But as long as Allah allows me to wake up again, I say, here we go. We at it again. We have another opportunity to go at it again. I don't care how many times you fall, brothers and sisters. Get up. Get back up again and again and again to show the supreme being that intelligence in yourself. Man, I'm worthy. I want to be worthy. I don't want to be taking up space. But what makes us stronger is when we are able to connect with other brothers and sisters, a brotherhood, a sisterhood with like minds. That's what allows us to get stronger. That's why you see us in the communities going from door to door. Huh? We want you to come on and become and join and become a part of this army of God, man. Don't be afraid to say that you're a God-fearing man or a God-fearing woman. No. Yes, we telling war stories, but we telling how God allowed us to come out of our way of thinking. God is pleased when we're bearing witness for the right intentions. God is pleased. Resurrection is that process that begins with the self-accusing spirit and does not end until we become one in perfect harmony or peace with Allah and his creation. I'm going to read that again and we're going to close. Resurrection is that process that begins with the self-accusing spirit. See, that's what I was telling you, family. Your resurrection doesn't start at the same time as my resurrection. You feel me? Yours don't start where mine start. Whatever you're going through in your life, your self-accusing spirit might hit you and you might say, oh, wait a minute. That was too close. I got to change my ways. I gotta, man, no, man. I got to change some stuff up. In order to change the condition, you got to be dissatisfied, huh? You got to be dissatisfied. So when you start to change, this is why I said determined to change. My resurrection been happening since I went to prison. Your resurrection don't all have to happen in one day, then all of a sudden, boom, you just cold turkey everything. A resurrection is a process. Listen, resurrection is that process that begins with the self-accusing spirit. Self-accusing spirit. When I went to the penitentiary at 19 years old, I said, what the hell am I doing here? Self-accusing spirit. Going into the penitentiary, missing all of my 20s, half of my 30s, incarcerated, surrounded by numbered men, missing my family, missing my child, not being able to be the father to my child. The self-accusing spirit, able to look at my own faults, own error in my own ways. Self-accusing spirit. That takes years. It's a process. I'm sure that you can look at yourself right now. Look in the mirror, brothers and sisters. Read self-improvement, and you're going to read something and you're going to say, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of living like this. Every time I look up, I come back to the same stuff. I'm going out to the club. Think about this, family. When you go to the club, I don't care what city you're from. When you go to the club, every club is the same. I don't care where you can be in California, you can be in LA, New York, Miami. You can be doing everything. You can be everywhere you want to be. Every club is the same. What you mean, brother Winford X? What you mean, knowledge, that every club is the same? What you mean by that? We're going to take pictures. You're going to smoke. You're going to drink. You're going to look at everybody. They're going to have some music coming on big speakers so you can hear music. Oh, that's my song right there, girl. Oh, yeah, that's that new so-and-so. That's that new Moneybagg Yo. All you doing is repeating the words from the artist, standing on couches. You done bought you an Ace of Spades, $400. You done bought an outfit for that night. You looking at all these pretty women, beautiful women. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, where ain't no decent women, ain't no decent men. What does that look like? Huh? So we all in the club doing the exact same thing. Before the club closed, we looking to see what we can smash tonight. Man, don't even come talk to me. If you ain't trying to go tonight, I ain't trying to talk to you. We trying to go tonight. We trying, and what's worse, you got women now with that mindset. I'm trying to go tonight. I'm not condemning nothing. I've been a part of that. I've been a part of that life. I indulged in that. I'm looking for tonight. Women saying, I'm trying to knock something down tonight. Come on, y'all. That is contrast. of a world. But we have an opportunity to come out of that. When God said that many are called, but only a few are chosen, what does that mean to you? You don't have to answer that. Only you know. What does that mean to you? So, brothers and sisters, as I close, if I said anything, family, that has rubbed anyone the wrong way, that is not my true intention at all. But if there is something that I said of benefit, understand that it comes directly from Allah through me. I am a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I love being able to go live and getting with my brothers and sisters because I'm trying to turn you on to the self-improvement. I'm trying to turn you on to the reality of yourself and the reality of God. I'm trying to turn you on to the reality of cause and effect. I'm trying to turn you on to the importance of reading Message to the Black Man. I'm trying to turn you on to the importance of reading Our Savior Has Arrived. I'm trying to turn you on to the importance of reading The Fall of America. Everything that's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia and America and other nations. This is not a game. This is real. I'm trying to turn you on How to Eat to Live, part 1 and 2. We got to have those things, brothers and sisters. We got to have those things. The Nation of Islam is your friend. We are not your enemies. We invite you, come on, brother, come on, sister, and learn the reality of yourself and the reality of God. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, again, before I close, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Winford X. Winford X. I'm striving to get my YouTube up so we can build the platform. We can build and have these type of dialogues. And let me say this. I'm going to always represent the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided and taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because that's my reality. When I did 15 years in a federal penitentiary at 19 to 34 years old, that's my reality. That's what allowed me. Yes, does that mean I'm perfect? No. It's things that I still done when I got out and I had urges. I had urges to be with this woman, that woman, smoke weed and drink. Those are urges still. But that's not going to stop me from understanding that, no, it's a process of resurrection. The resurrection is not just one day. The resurrection is a process. You heard what he said. It's a process. You're starting to weed things out. You're starting to analyze different people. You tell people about the teachings. How can a person be interested in you? Oh, I'm the right one for you. But when I'm telling you about the life-giving teachings, I'm telling you about something not just for my life, but something for you to apply for your life. And guess what? When you tell them about this, you tell them, hey, go look at this. Let me know what you think about this. They don't get back to you. Huh? You can't find them. But let you talk about something that doesn't have no worth. Something where it's pulling you the lower part of yourself. Oh, they interested. Oh, when we gonna meet? Oh, when you want to hook up? When you want to do this? But when you tell them about, have you read that what I gave you? Have you looked at this? You can't find them. So that shows you, no, man, we got work to do, brothers and sisters. We got a lot of work to do. So with that being said, family, may Allah continue to bless every last one of you. We will always come back to the channel of my YouTube. We will always come back to the Instagram. And we're going to continue to get it in, man. If you have not purchased my book, Determined to Change, I know you know someone that's been incarcerated before. You got loved ones that's probably still in prison. You probably have someone that's in prison right now that need to read my book. That's probably giving up. You probably got someone right now that's on their way to prison if they continue to behave the way that they're behaving. Determined to Change. I got my man's on the live right now. My man's. There he is. OWU 3.0. Congratulations, brother, to y'all first win. Congratulations to your first win, brother. I seen you out. I checked out the highlights. I seen you out there. I seen you, number 28. I was paying attention. I was watching. I seen you. Congratulations, my brother. I'm proud of you, man. Continue to do what you do, not just on the field, but off the field. More importantly, continuously to affect your village, to make an impact on your people, to our people, to connect the worlds, brother. Always a respect, brother. Always. Love you too, brother. Peace to the God. So, family, if you know someone that's incarcerated, determined to change, you can go to my link. Let me put this link in here before I leave. And this is where you can, if you want to order, you can order. It's not too late. All right. It is not too late. That's me right there, determinedtochange.org. If you want to pick up a book for yourself or for your son, for your dad, for your brother, for your uncle, for your mother, for your daughter, for your sister, for your aunt, for your niece, there it is. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, may Allah continue to bless every last one of you and your families. I greet you in the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum.